Well, here we are live on Facebook in two different places and on YouTube. I am so excited to have my friend Sam Baker here again today. I've been interviewing him all week, hearing about his life. So I do hope you'll go to his channel, author Sam Baker, and take a look at all of those. And also his daughter Sally Simon, who has been so instrumental in these books coming to be and happening. So I'm very excited about that. Excited to have people on the chat here today. So thank you all for being here. Sam, I'd love you to start and tell me about why you wrote this book. How did this all come to be?
Linda, I got a new granddaughter, and I wrote the first book for Sally and Mike after my first granddaughter was born. My son called and said, "Dad, you've got a computer. It's easy. Why don't you write the stories that you used to tell us when we were children?" So I did. And then when Mickey was born, Michael called me and said, "Dad, why don't you write a story for Mickey?" And so I thought of a story. I had a pet mouse when I was a kid, and she was the nicest thing, the cleanest thing. So I wrote a story about my pet mouse, only I changed her from a female to a male.
Okay.
It was a wonderful experience. And I must give credit to Lisa, who did the cartoons in it, the drawings.
Wonderful.
And to Lisa, the girl in the city, who did the coloring. All told, it came out a beautiful book. And so I'm very proud of it.
It is.
It's been well accepted. And the storyline that it tells that we are all equal. There's no difference. And the color of one's skin doesn't make any difference.
Exactly.
It's what's inside.
Exactly.
And we have to teach the children that early. One of the reasons I think children's books are so important, Linda, is that in today's world, everything is there for the children. It doesn't pique their imagination. It doesn't get them to imagine what things are like. And I'm concerned that if the children of today don't develop a great imagination, how are they going to be creative?
Exactly. Yeah, people depend on everybody else to create things for them. And you're right, they wait for somebody else to make life exciting for them. So, Sally, tell me a little bit about, what it was like growing up and your dad having all this imagination.
Well, that's a good question. Well, it was just really fun because, he would keep us entertained with going outside and seeing, he would be like, well, why don't we go outside? And there would be the space shuttle, not the space shuttle, the spacecraft would be on its way up, and we would see it streaming through the sky, and then it would start to break off. And he just made life interesting. He would make little faces in the bananas and carve them, or come home late and bring a puppy in the door, or just all kinds of surprises. So, it was really fun. And,
Great. Now, when your dad, he was in the military and he was gone for quite a while. Do you remember that time, Sally, what that was like?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Yeah. And how was that? And then when your dad came home, he'd be making up stuff and bringing things into it from his experience. Is that kind of how it went?
Well, with the Silly Adventures, he would tell us that when we were really little. So he hadn't gone away. He would go and work away for a few days, I think, and then come back. But he would just tell stories about Herman the Worm in space, and he would be with John Glenn, and he'd be waiting.
Yeah.
He would tell things that didn't make it in the book, but it was really a fun thing. And then, of course, as little kids do, we remembered the whole thing. He would change it, and we'd be, no, that's not how it goes.
Yeah.
Then we'd sleep somewhere in between. And so.
So Sam, what was the what was kind of the impetus about the first one you wrote was Petunia and the Silly Adventures of Petunia and Herman the Worm. And now that's a chapter book. So talk to me about a chapter book. What's a chapter book?
You write an action. For instance, in Petunia and the Silly Adventures of Petunia and Herman the Worm, we wrote a chapter up to the point where he started out how Herman came to being, and then how Herman met Petunia, and then how Petunia introduced Herman to her grandmother.
Okay.
And then how they went home, and the next day they met Emma, and Emma thought that Herman was a toy. You had to imagine a big caterpillar that could talk. So the chapters tell all about it, and then the last is Herman flying away as a butterfly, and Petunia being so downtrodden that her father he puts challenge her to a foot race, and that's the way it ends. But she finally runs faster than her father. So that was a chapter book. You can't tell it in pictures. Oscar the Mouse, we could pretty much tell in pictures. Of course, I'm not an artist, and when I met Lisa and she showed me some of her work, and she took my suggestion about Oscar and drew it, and I was thrilled. I knew it was going to be a success because her drawings were so good.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely are. Now, Sally, you came up with a great idea. Some of the drawings for those books are actually downloadable, right? Or where people can purchase them, but you've got some for coloring books. Is that right? Talk about those pages.
We don't have the coloring pages up yet. We'll have those up.
Okay.
But if anybody puts their email in the chat or private message me, I'll make sure and get you coloring pages.
Wonderful.
Yeah, they're just not up yet.
There are some other amazing pictures that are for purchase, correct? That people can purchase? Yeah, those are beautiful. I know I've seen those. So if people wanted to purchase them, they could. So that's an amazing thing. So now let's talk about what your hopes are, Sam, for these books. Where would you like to get these books to go? I mean, what's your plan?
Well, I'd like to eventually get them into libraries and to children's hospitals. Children, look, just think about yourself.
Okay.
If you were in a hospital, I've been there before. It's a dreary time. You don't have enough to do. Sure, you sleep a lot, but you're awake a lot. And what do you do with your time? Children with a book to read or to look at. I'll tell you an experience. I met a little boy, and I said to him, "Can you read?" He says, "Oh, no, I'm not old enough to read." So I got a book, and I said, "Tell me what you see in these pictures." And he was telling me all the things, and I said, "See, you were picture reading." And his eyes lit up. I was reading. I said, "Yes, you were picture reading." Oh boy, he was happy. reading is so important. How do you exist in life if you can't read?
Yes, exactly.
Everything, even the computer, everybody has a computer, an iPhone. How do you read your messages on an iPhone if you can't read?
Exactly. Yep.
You're
So
getting
I
some
love,
good comments, you guys.
yeah, we've
commenting.
got some great comments here. Fantastic message for the story. Cherie, the artwork is beautiful. We really appreciate that. Doreen's coming up here. Uncle Sammy, you're amazing. That's great. Thank you so much. This is great. Yeah, Sophia, fantastic message for the story. Thank you guys so much for coming and sharing these wonderful supports. We just love this kind of thing. Sharia is saying, I've spent a lot of time in a children's hospital ward, and books are very healing for the little ones. And I'll be honest, Sam, I never even thought about getting these books into the children. And that is definitely something we need to work on doing. I know there'll be people out there. Now, I was a school counselor, and for the many years that I did things with the kids, these are the kind of books that I would look for in the library to bring out when I was teaching things on being kind to others, or accepting differences, or making fun of people. These are exactly the kind of books that teachers and guidance counselors need. So getting them into the schools, I think, is a wonderful thing. And I know that Margie, I'm not seeing it, but she just wrote something that I posted. And her daughter just loved this book. And they really loved that statement that you made that I think is very timely with what's going on in our country about what your mom said when the little girl was looking under the bed at the mouse. What was the saying that your mother always said? Because that's what stuck out the most to Margie and her daughter.
Oh, that there's no color in this house. He says, I'm a little white mouse. I'm a little white mouse. And Mickey says, no, not in this house. There are no black, white, or tan. We're all just people.
I just love that. I think that is so important right now, as where we need to be in our society with the acceptance. Now, I am seeing my daughter would love to get some to the local hospital. I work at the grade school my son goes to. So this is my wonderful daughter, Heather, here, who just brought me some food because I have COVID-19. And this is a perfect time. I now know what it's like to be stuck in your house and not able to go anywhere. And these kids, I feel so bad for these kids. And I know Heather, she works and then she comes home, and the kids, they did just go back to school, but kids are having a hard time. And we've got some books that we're going to be giving away, which I need to start doing some drawings here. Kids need something like this. And all of the books, I think all the books that we're giving away tonight are also downloadable. And depending on the author, we will hook you up if you win one of these books, and we will hook you up with that author, and then they'll let you know if it's a downloadable, or they'll get your address to mail it. But that reminds me, right now, we are going to give a book away right now, and Dave is doing the drawing. So I got to check my text because he is sending some things to me. The first book here that we are going to give away is the Oscar the Mouse hardcover book. This is Sam's book. It is a signed copy of Sam's book. And the winner for that is Cherie Nova. Cherie, congratulations. You won this book. So you get a signed copy of Sam's book. So write that down, Sally. Cherie Nova gets a hard copy. That is really awesome. So these are just really crucial things, that people have this opportunity. And I know that we've got people on here that work, well, we all work with people that are different. We're all different. And stopping this judgment is really, really an important thing. So let's do another drawing real quick here. Whiskers, the black and white mouse at the zoo. This is by Jessica Jin and Melanie Martin. Melanie has donated a couple of different books here and has really been helpful. And this one is actually in Spanish. You can get it either in Spanish or in English. So let me see who the next winner is, Dave. It is Denise Garrett. Congratulations, Denise, and thank you for coming. This is just a tremendous book. I just love it. These authors were so generous to give all these books for this. So I really encourage you, if you go on the Oscar the Mouse Facebook page, you can see I listed all of these authors. I posted their books on there, but they're just amazing. These are some of them brand new authors. One of the authors that we'll get to, her book came out like yesterday. So I'm thrilled to be able to help some other authors who are doing these things as well. So Denise is saying, woohoo, thank you so much. She's excited. But Denise brought something up here too. Shelters are another great place for these books. A great idea to do shelters. And another one of my good friends that's actually helping me with my launch, April, she is hooked up with these because her books are all about abuse. So she can help me hook up with all those different places. So, and Denise, again, I'll spread the love. Thank you so much, Denise. We really appreciate that. So this is great. Okay, so tell us about some of the upcoming things. Sally, I know you're working on some marketing. You have helped your dad to get some cool things. So tell us about some of the cool things that are on the website that people are going to be able to see if they go to that page to look at some of the things that your dad's been on.
Oh, well, those are some television shows. He's been on The List, which is a big television show, and now it's in all 50 states and in 100 counties, 100 locations. And he's been locally. He's going to be in a couple gift guides because of some people in our group because of Elaine, and he's going to be in Phoenix Magazine's gift guide. So we have a media page which has all the different places that Dad's been, and then we're going to go back around to that media and to new places to let more people know about it so they can, purchase the books. But yeah, we have all kinds of things up on the site. And we're going to do more virtual things like this so people can meet Dad, including him reading the book or talking to a student.
Yeah, that is that's one of my favorite things that's on there is you, Sam, reading a little bit about Petunia, about the silly adventures of Petunia. And that's one of the things I wanted the listeners here today to just hear what people would get. And here's how we're going to do this. This is so cool. So like Heather, you had mentioned you volunteer in your kids' school. This would be one of those things where, your school could win or get Sam to do one of his readings and read the book to the class. So Sam, why don't you read a couple pages of Oscar the Mouse so that we can hear what it's like to hear a 98-year-old World War II veteran read a book that he wrote. I just think that's so tremendous.
Well, the first page shows Mimi lying on a bed. And she's reading a book. And actually, and her older brother comes in And he's a smart-aleck kid, and he says, "Have you looked under your bed?" And Mimi is very surprised. She says, "What's under my bed?" And her brother says, "A boogeyman." And, and Mimi says, "There are no boogeyman. You're just trying to scare me." "Well, you better look just to be sure." So Mimi reaches down, pulls up the cover, and looks under the bed. "And what are you?" asked Mimi. "I'm just a little white mouse," he said. "Not in this house. Mother says we shouldn't be called black, white, or tan. We're all people."
That's amazing. And I don't know, I've got this book right here too. I'm going to just show them a couple of the pages. Have you looked under your bed? See the beautiful artwork that Sally and Sam were talking about. It is just amazing artwork here. Here's the one about the boogeyman.
Yeah,
Isn't that great?
seems like all little boys love the boogeyman. I know one little boy who was 3, and he was running around saying that he was the boogeyman like a day. So, oh, we got Mary Walsh is here.
Mary Welsh, Dr. Mary Welsh is here, and she is going to be donating a couple of books, and we just so appreciate that. Did you so this is what it's like to have Sam read this book. He's just a real gem, and we would show, of course, the pictures as he's reading, but that's just a little tiny taste of what we're going through. The next book I am going to give out here is called The Boy in the Tree. And this is by my friend Pam Boodle. She has got a nephew that lives with her that is autistic, and his joy was crawling up in the trees. So that's what he did. And she decided to write a book about it. And this is just a wonderful, wonderful illustrated book. And the winner of that one is Cherie Nova. Cherie, congratulations. Thank you so much for coming. And you will get that book from Pam Boodle. I will let her know that you are the winner of that book, and she will be in touch with you to figure out about how she can get that book to you. So congratulations, Cherie. That's absolutely awesome. So glad about that. And then let me see here. Oh, we have got lots of cool people here. Now, Doreen, oh yeah, Uncle Sammy. That's awesome. Okay, so I've got some other people here. Dave, you're going to keep letting me know who else is on here. This is great. Okay, so Sam, or Sally, why don't you tell everybody about what's going on with Canva? This is a really awesome thing that's going on with Canva. So tell us about Canva and where that's heading.
Well, Denise you were responsible for getting, I was just noticing Denise was on and saying how beautiful the downloadable book is and the artwork. I don't know if she's talking about Herman the Worm or Oscar the Mouse, because both the artwork is really beautiful in there. But Linda was on Hardo, which is Help a Reporter Out, and saw that Canva was looking for stories, success stories about Canva. And I had put out a notice in an email to people where my dad lives that his books were out because we couldn't do a traditional book launch. And my email just failed. I mean, like 5 people responded to my dad that they wanted the book. So I said, hey, I need to do something. I got to jazz this up. So Linda put all of this really cool artwork, and we put video in there, and we put other stuff in. And when you know it, we had, we had people opening it like 400 times and sending it to their friends and everything else. And so it broke all kinds of records. So Linda used that story to Canva, and Canva's featuring Dad in their publication. And so, and then we're working with their PR team to try to get some national press for Dad in his the book and his life. So that's how that started. But, if Canva is a really great medium for presentations and for slideshows and for emails. So you
Yeah.
can do all kinds of things. And great.
Yeah. Actually, all of the different pictures that I have created for Sam's launch, I made them all on Canva, including, I see Shorty's sweet stuff just popped on here. And this is the little girl, Sally. I don't think your dad's even seen it yet. Nevaeh, which is heaven spelled backwards. She just did a wonderful little promotional for you, Sam, about how much she loves your book. And now she wants to get a Oscar the Mouse so that she can keep under her bed, but I'm not sure her mom's going to let her do that. So, but she loves that. And thank you for that promotion. That's Margie and Nevaeh that come in as Shorty Sweet Stuff. So I also see that Kimberly Chabot, I think that's how you say it. Anyone who is in need of children's book for donating to your special causes, please PM me. Kimberly is an amazing author who has also donated, actually is on my list for the next person to win here. So Kimberly's books, they're on mindfulness and resilience. And it's about mindset. It's about being mindful. We hear a lot about that, but it's teaching kids and parents and everybody that it's essential to be aware of what we're doing. And boy, I'll tell you what, now, because I've got COVID, I've lost my sense of taste and smell. I can't believe how mindful I am not about eating because I ate because it tasted good. Now it doesn't taste, I can't taste anything, and I am much less needful to go and eat. So mindfulness is really important. And the first book the book I'm got here, it's called Raise Leap. And this is a wonderful book. It happens when your child becomes frustrated. Raise Leap is the first book in Mindful Matters series. It's a delightful tale of a unicorn who wants to learn how to leap. And after many successful attempts, he finally figures it out. But thank you so much, Kimberly, for your donation of this book. And the winner is, oops, I accidentally called Dave here. I need to look at the thing and see where we are at. That's okay, I did that. Heather Schreiner has got that book. I got to make sure that I have got all the right people down here. So Heather Schreiner won that book. And so we will hook you up, Kimberly, with Heather. Thank you so much. Another great book here that was donated by Jen Noon Spalding is called Picture Perfect. Picture Perfect Not. It's the Adventures of Lily. And this is for those who might be listening that have, Lillian needs that book, Heather says. She has a brand new teenage daughter, my granddaughter, and it is on, she needs that book. We won't go into why she needs that book, but she's an awesome little kid, and I love Lillian. So that is awesome. Margie and Nevaeh. Thank you, Sam, for so much for the book. They love it. And like I said, they won that book before. That's Heather. Thank you so much. So Heather's got that book. And then the next one I started reading was Picture Perfect. This is a really cool book for special ed teachers, if you're getting that, or counselors, or anybody who has sensory issues. Now, I've got an autistic stepson, and feeling and hearing noises bother people. And this is a great book because Lily does not like having her picture taken and the bright lights and all of that. So that's what she's got a series as well. So that book has been donated as well. And that is one that, let's see. Okay, Mary Welch is the winner of that book. And Mary, being a someone who writes amazing books. I think she will be able to share that book with somebody and make use of it. So thank you so much. I appreciate that, Mary. Or what's her name? By Jen Noon Spalding. Thank you for offering that. Okay, the next one here that I have is called The Secret Underworld of Cats. It's an amazing story of the adventures of cats that both kids and adults would love. This is written by S. Eden, as told by O. Eden. And I'm not sure the whole background of that, but I appreciate it. And it looks like an awesome series because there's another series that goes with this as well. But the winner of that one is, who do we have, Dave? Chris Bauman. Thank you, Chris, for coming. He was, I think, the first one that signed up. And Chris is, Chris loves cats, actually. So I think Chris will enjoy that book. That's awesome. So yeah, Sam, this is just a great thing. Now, I know that you live in a senior facility there, and you've got how many people that are in your area? How many people live there? Trying to remember.
About 350.
350 people. And I know the majority of those people really love. I'm just going to look up now. Mary is one of the people that got back to me about your book. And how many books have you sold there, Sam, at your place?
Oh, about 80.
Oh my gosh, 80 books. That's amazing.
And most of them, many of them are buying them for their great-grandchildren for Christmas. I sold a number of them to Lee, and I asked her when I delivered it, you got grandchildren? No, I just want to read it myself. And it made me feel good because she called me and she said, it's a delightful book. You get such pleasure out of pleasing people.
Yes.
I get so much pleasure when I give a book or sell a book to somebody and they read it to their little children, and the children said, read it again, Daddy. Read it again.
Well, this is what Mary LeBlanc said. She said, the books that Sam Baker wrote are wonderful. Last year, I gave the Petunia book to my oldest great-granddaughter. She was age 3, and she loved it. This year for Christmas, I am giving The Mouse to my youngest, a 1-year-old, my great-granddaughter. She is too young to express her opinion, but I am sure she will love it. Sam was kind enough to autograph them for me, so this is a special gift. The gift of reading and enjoying books is one of the best presents anyone can give to a loved one, and Sam made it a special gift. And that's from Mary LeBlanc, and I think that's just awesome. You know, another thing that we've talked about doing with Sam that I know he would be willing to do, it'd take a little bit of his time, but for, I'm sure, a very reasonable cost, a cool gift, and I've seen somebody else do this, is that if you want your child to get a book and to get a special extra treat, Sam would do a little commercial type thing and say, for example, Lillian, I'm really glad that your mom got this book for you, and I hope that it will really be a benefit to you. I wrote it for kids just like you, so, you know, enjoy it and have a great birthday. I mean, wouldn't that be cool to give that to your kid, coming from the author who signed the book and wrote the book? Sam is going to be an icon. I mean, there are not a lot of 98-year-old World War II veterans left in the world. And to have a special gift like that, I think would be an awesome thing. So think about that. I know Sam would be ready to do that. So that would be exciting.
Linda,
So, yes. Yes, Sam.
Linda, one of the things all of the people here tonight who are writing books should realize, a book is a gift forever. Books don't deteriorate. When you watch the news on television and you see these famous people in their homes now because of COVID-19. They can't go to the studio. Look at all the books that they have on their shelves behind them. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Yeah. So that's awesome. I'm just checking here my next gift. I've got so many. I got to start peeling them off here. Garden Tales is the next one. This is a seed story by Brandy Muncaster. This is such a great idea, and I wanted this book because she tells the story of a seed getting planted in the ground that got confused about whether or not it was a piece of dirt or not, and didn't know it was a beautiful thing until much later. So what a great story that is. So Dave, who is our next person here who is on the list? And this would be Margie. Margie, I know her by Margie, but she's somebody else on here. So Margie and Nevaeh won that book, and I think she will absolutely love that book. So thank you very much for that donation, Brandy, of that book. We really appreciate it.
And Margie, can you guys make sure that you put your email in the chat somewhere, just to everyone that's won, make sure you have your email in there so I can get your address.
Yeah. Dave says Sam is awesome. Dave is a veteran as well. And he's helping here with keeping some of these names straight for me. So I really do appreciate that. So Heidi, thank you for coming. Lee Huff, not sure who Lee Huff is, but thank you for coming, Heidi. Oh, Dana Marie Kennedy. Okay, she is telling some other people to do that, to come. So that's awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, Sophie, I agree. 80 books sold. That is just incredible. You know, Sam has just done an amazing job, and he's such a likable guy. I really encourage you guys to start watching his videos that he's got on his channel. I think you'll be really, really impressed. So that would be great.
I need to cut in. He sold 80 at the V. We sold 200 and over 200 on the Kickstarter, and we sold other books. We've got sold a pretty big number. So it's actually much higher. We're closer like to 600 books sold already, but it's just, you know, it's here and there and all over the place. So it's a cool, you know, it's adding up pretty fast.
Yeah, definitely. It's really amazing. Now, I know we've got a lot more things to go here. The next one I'm going to do, Donna Sager Cohen. She donated 2 books. One of them is The Courage of a Mouse, and the other one is The Curiosity of a Cat. And these are really amazing books. These are character books. And this is one of the things you were talking about, Sam, that we have lost some, you know, we've lost character in our world, that, you know, love and acceptance and kindness, and some of those characters, you know, traits that we are missing, like the curiosity of a cat. I think that is one of those things that you would love to see people have more of. But The Courage of a Mouse, here, I am going to see who our next one is. And that would be Heidi Ross is our next winner. Heidi, you get The Courage of a Mouse is the first one. So that would be Heidi, and you're writing all this stuff down so I don't get mixed up. Awesome. That is awesome. So, okay. Yeah. Sophie Melissa. Yeah, I agree. 600, well-deserved, with such a fantastic message. So yeah, I totally agree, Sophie. That is an amazing message. So, Dave, do I have some more winners here? One of the things here, we have got so many things to give away. I know we have a event that is being planned after this one that Margie is going to help us do. And I'm really excited about it. It's going to be a watch party. So we are going to save a few of these things for the watch party that will take our watch parties. So that's going to be really awesome. But let me at least do 2 more things here that we are going to do. One of them would be Sam's downloadables. We've got 2 of those to download, and one of them would be, which one do you want to do first, Sally?
Oh, I guess Oscar the Mouse.
Oscar the Mouse. Let's do Oscar the Mouse as a downloadable. And who do I have? But I know some people have more than one child in their house. Let's see who's the next one here. Okay, Sophie Melissa, you get the downloadable of Oscar the Mouse. So congratulations on that. That is awesome. Very cool. Let's see. All right.
And then we have the Silly Adventures.
Wanted to pop up. They're not pop. Oh, Sam might be losing. I'm sure my mom, Henrietta Mardo Walker, would love to accept the book for me. Thank you. Okay, great. Which book is that, Heidi? Which one did you win? Oh, clarify that for me, will you, Heidi? Heidi down that just won a book? Sally?
It was Sophie that won a book.
Sophie. Okay.
But Heidi Ross had one earlier with The Courage of a, I think.
All right. So, yeah. So Heidi is the one that hasn't won a book yet, right?
Yes.
So let me see who our next one is here. The Curiosity of a Cat is the next one. Donna Sager Cohen. And she is offering, this is the second book in her series, and it's just a wonderful one. So yes, Heidi, we would be glad to give that to your mom, Henriette Marto. If you can give that information to Sally, that would be awesome.
So I need, if you guys can put your information, your email, and then make sure and check spam, because if I reach out to you and say, what's your address so we can ship it to you. Well, for an ebook, we don't have to, but for the actual books, we're going to need all your addresses. So if you can give your address, then we can make sure we get it to you.
Yeah. And we'll need to, we'll connect them with the other families or with the authors. So the authors lets them know if it's an ebook or a hardcover, because I'm not real sure with some of these authors. So, hi, we have a new family here, the Texele family. Now, if there are people, if you want to forward this and invite some other folks, that would be great, because we got some other gifts to give away here. I think everybody that came has got one here. This next one is an amazing book, though. It's called Where the Holidays Go. And this is a really cool book. It is by Felicity Fox, and she wrote it about all the different things that happen that are different. It's not just about Christmas. It's about all the holidays. And it's just a very unique, that's going to last forever. So I think people will really like Felicity Fox's book, Where the Holidays Go. And so let's see, our next winner is our next one that came, the Do Texel family. All right, so you got that one. So if you want to give us your contact information so we can do that. Oh, you know, there are probably some people on Facebook that might not be scanning in here. So Dave, if you've got some people that are on Facebook that I can't see on my feed, please let me know. And one of them obviously is Verlene, because she didn't, I am not getting some of your messages. No, Dave, unless you're sending them somewhere else. I'm not getting all of the emails, the texts. So yes, just you can update me. But Verlene is here, and Verlene, Sam, she is a 88-year-old Korean era veteran. And she is just an amazing woman. She is just as spry and on the ball as you are, but she is here. And let's take a look at the book here. We have got Your Silly Adventures of Petunia and Herman the Worm. That is one that Verlene is going to win. And I think that will be very meaningful to her to have that book, because she is a veteran also. And I think she will be massively inspired by that. So that's just really cool. So yeah, Dave, if you want to check and see if there's anybody else on Facebook that I don't have on here, that would be really awesome. Okay, so we are going down the list here. Okay, that one. The next one that I have here is Sleepy Time Colors. This is by Deb Gruel. And it's a great book. It's a sleepy time book, and it's all about colors. And I think this is a great one. And the winner for this one is Laura Slowicki got this one. Congratulations, Laura. This is awesome. Laura's got a little one that just turned a year old and another one that's 4. So this is great. This is awesome that there are people here. I'm just so pleased that everybody is here. So let's see. If you want to, hi, Angel, you've got 3 kids who love to read. That is awesome. Okay. Yes, Angel, if you just want to just put your email down here, maybe that would be, or your Facebook. If this is your Facebook connection, then we'll hook up with Sally. That would be great. Okay. So Sam, you have got in your mind a couple of other books. I mean, Sally talks about a series. So tell me about your series that you have thought about doing. Where would you like to go with that?
Well, show and tell has always been something that I thought was great. We did it at school when I was a kid, but we didn't call it show and tell. So I think Mimi should take Oscar to school for show and tell. And I would like her to have, I had a teacher named Mrs. Flowers, who was tall and thin and wore these glasses that pinched on your nose, and was very proper. And I think we can make a very comical story about a mouse in her room. Climbing up on a chair to get a mouse. It's some good thoughts. And then there's a man here who used to be a veterinarian. He was in the Marine Corps and landed on Okinawa the same day I did, but it was in another division. I asked him if he'd ever treated a mouse or a rat, and he said, yes, I did. I had somebody bring a mouse to me one time, and I treated it. So he said, it's quite a spread between treating a mouse and treating horses and cattle.
Right.
So
yeah, definitely.
Don Casey.
Definitely. Okay, so we've got just a couple more things that I wanted to give out. Let's see, and I've got some people here. One of them, this is an amazing book. It's by Maribeth Ditmars, and it's called The Bald-Headed Princess. And this one is about a gal who got cancer and, of course, lost all of her hair. It's just an amazing book. And this is by Maribeth Ditmars. Thank you so much for that donation, Maribeth. And the winner of that one is Leah Dickman. Leah, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. And what a great thing. I know Leah is going to love that because she has been through some similar things, and it's just going to be a great thing. So, face name Angel Marie is that one's name. So another book that I want to give out now, because this is one for parents. We've given a lot of the ones out for the kids, and I want to give a couple out for the parents because I know what a challenge this can be for people. Dr. Mary Welsh wrote one called Journey into the Looking Glass. And this is just an amazing book for kids without parents, and sometimes parents are heartbroken over the loss of a child. Mary lost her daughter when she was in her 30s. I can't imagine what that would be like. My daughter is still, all my daughters are still in their 30s, and I can't imagine losing any of them. But what Mary has done is to turn this horrible experience into an amazing blessing, and is now giving things out to people, giving bags out to shelters and to a lot of other places, to kids in foster care. But that's what this book is about, Journey into the Looking Glass. So I am going to draw a name for this one. And this will be somebody who has already gotten one. Kimberly Chabot, you're going to get that book. And I hope there's a reason why your name has been drawn here, that this is going to be a blessing to you. Okay, any other things, Sam, that you want to talk about here? That you want to tell people about? Any last words of wisdom here as before we close up?
I can't do anything right now.
Okay, we have got a few more things that we are going to draw at the at our new other event. I am going to invite people. I will put another thing on there, and we're going to have a watch party. So I'm going to give a couple of these other ones away, because at that one, I know there are over 2,000 parents at that event that there's going to be invited to that one. So we'll give a couple more of your things away, Sam, and I hope people want to come to that one, and we will give away the rest of these prizes.
Linda, do you know when it's going to be at?
I'm not real sure, Margie. If Margie's still on here, I'm not sure. It will be up to Margie, but I'm thinking maybe Monday. We'll look at maybe Monday doing that one.
That's really quick. But, well, the thing I was wondering about is maybe everyone could put their email if they haven't signed up, to get onto this, to make sure that they sign up again or tell their friends, just so we know.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Yeah. And I've got more things to give away, but this is a wonderful thing. I think everybody that was here today got something. If you're here and you did not get in on the drawing, please let me know. We've got plenty of things to give. I want everybody to go away with a blessing today, because this has been a blessing to me, and I definitely appreciate you guys being on here. Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you again.
Oh, Linda, thank you so much for what you do. You're an endless energy person. You keep going all the time. I'm gonna name you. What's the name of the battery that goes forever?
the Energizer Bunny. Yeah. Well, being a bunny, that was something I would have done in the 70s. Not anymore. I'll be the Energizer Bunny. That would be it.
That's what
so. Hey. I have a person that did not get anything. Susan Greenberg Stabil did not get anything. So I'm going to give the next thing in line here. Thank you for letting me know, Susan. Okay, the next thing here that we are giving away is Sleepy Time. Oh, that one we did. That's Laura's. 10 Little Night Stars. This is another one by Deb Gruhl. It's a bedtime counting book. The parents and kids alike just love. The artwork is amazing. Everybody is impressed. And that's called 10 Little Night Stars by Deb Gruhl. So, Sally, if you'll write that down. And oh, Mary LeBlanc. Oh my goodness. Why have I not seen these people that are popping up? I seriously did not see you either, Mary. I'm going to put this up here. This is Mary. I read what she wrote, but this is Mary LeBlanc, and she is just an incredible blessing. Sometimes people come, and if they don't click a certain button, I don't see that they're there. So, Mary, we're just going to keep going here, and we are going to give away a couple more things. Since you got grandkids, you'll love them. So the next one I'm going to give away is it's called My Special Angel, and this is by Dr. Mary Welch, who is on here. It's your way of reflecting on the loss of a loved one. It's a wonderful asset to help children and adults. My Special Angel, again, this is in memory of her daughter, but a beautiful book for kids that I think your grandkids will love. This is an especially difficult time. People are losing a lot of people right now during COVID, and it's hard for kids to understand. So that is going to be another great thing to give away. Anybody else that is here that did not, who did I just say did not get one? Who said they were here the whole time? Susan. Susan has not gotten anything either. Correct, Susan? Or did you just get the thing? I'm sorry, I'm getting mixed up here.
Susan did. That's my
Susan did. Okay. Susan did. And we got Cherie. And we got Mary LeBlanc just got something, and Denise got something. Denise, thank you, Denise. All right, that is awesome. So I am going to save Dr. Welch's other thing for our next event. That would be awesome. The good characteristics, that's another one. And a couple of other ones we are going to give at the next one, including some of yours, Sam. So this is going to be awesome. If there's any questions anybody else has, let me know. And we will be letting you know what our next event is. So Margie's in charge of that. Margie, if you've got a date on that, let me know, but we will work it up. Thank you so much, you guys. Have a great holiday. Be safe. Take care. Wear your mask, socially distance, and wash your hands. Okay. Bye-bye now.
Thanks.